There comes a point when a dream becomes reality and reality becomes a dream. I have learnt that to have a good friend is the purest of all God's gifts, for it is a love that has no exchange of payment.
Based on the life of Frances Farmer, an actress most famous in the 30s and 40s, a smart girl with leftist leanings who becomes an actress, first on stage, then in Hollywood, is catapulted into fame, then blacklisted and ultimately put into a mental hospital. The film also delves into her love life, her family life. Interestingly, the film does not provide too many easy answers to the hard questions that this lady's life poses. Rather, it lets you make up your own mind. The film suffers from the same problems that all biopics do: where to start, where to end. The film drags in places, whereas in others, paces, moves lightning fast, but such, as they say, is life. So as biopics go, this is undoubtedly one of the best. Her life was, in some ways, very typical of the entertainment industry. Perhaps the ghosts of Frances Farmer and Gypsy Rose Lee are busy comparing notes about their mothers. Maybe Lindsay Lohan could take some comfort from this story. It is interesting to make comparison to today's stars, but sadly none of them could hold a candle to Miss Farmer's talent. Perhaps this is why the infamous book of Scandal, which was full of lies, Hollywood Babylon labelled her as the Queen of the Damned. However, she was not damned forever, as she made a comeback in later years as the host of a daytime talk show and introducing films of the Golden Age. Jessica Lange, who stars as Frances, was nominated for an Oscar for her role in this, and it is easy to see why. It's a riveting performance. At the time, she was most well known for her role in the remake of King Kong and as the love interest in Tootsie. She really put her all into the role as Frances. Lange once said, "All through life, I've harbored anger rather than expressed it at the moment. Once I started on Frances, I discovered it was literally a bottomless well. It devastated me to maintain that for 18 weeks, to be immersed in this state of rage for 12 to 18 hours a day. It spilled all over into other areas of my life. I was really hell to be around." Sounds like she really deserved that Oscar nomination. She would go on later to be awarded an Oscar for her role in Blue Sky, where she plays a similar character, although it is a vastly different story. It is about the atomic tests in the 50s. It's a wonderful film. Kudos should also go to the art department, who have meticulously recreated many of the famous and sometimes infamous photos of Frances. As great as the film is, I will say the one part that I find unbelievable is the high school sweetheart character. This hometown boy, who was the one who truly cared for her, was an invented device for the film. Introducing Dorothy Dandridge has a similar character with the manager. As a filmmaker myself, I understand why these characters are needed as both a voice of reason and as an audience insert character. But as a purist, I just feel they ruin the authenticity of the story. If these women really had these wonderful men who cared for them no matter what, they likely wouldn't have had such tragic lives. That's just my opinion. But that is the nature of making a biopic. You have to remain true to the spirit of the story when translating someone's life to the medium of the screen, but there simply isn't the time to go into the same details that you would have in a book. Think of it more like an impressionist painting. I still recommend everyone go and see it, however you can. Perhaps someday I'll make a what if about the life of Frances Farmer. Many people feel that she could have done just about anything. She was very, very talented. She was very beautiful. And as I mentioned with the blacklisting, likely one of the people who suffered from the infamous Hollywood 10. So, and I am planning to do something about actors who, what would have happened if they had not been blacklisted. Yeah, I mean, you can probably guess by now, a lot of my videos are about what if life was fair. Life wasn't really fair to Frances Farmer, but it is a wonderful film, and it's a wonderful reminder of how we should treat people with care. Thank you.
When you get well, you're going to thank me. No, you're not talking now. You listen. Now you can send me away and pretend I'm crazy, and you can pretend I'm still your little girl who can't take care of herself. But Lillian, there is one thing that you cannot pretend anymore, and that is that I love you, because I don't. I can't. Not after what you've done to me, because I'm still me. I've been trying real hard all this time to be me, and you, little sister, you haven't been any help at all.